Hello. Today we're going to be going over the coach with you. We're going to be pretty much just starting in this area and we'll work our way around. We'll go over the front door once we get back to the area there. Basically right down here is going to be where your dump is for just the toilet. That is basically the only dump tank you have. And there's a monitor inside. I'll show you that once we go inside. You have a sewer hose holder, so to hold the sewer hose. These guys here are going to be your manual crank jacks for these. It's located on all corners. It does come with a manual crank inside, but it does also come with this piece here. It will go on a 3/8 adapter piece. And then whenever you want to raise it up or bring it down. Sadly, that is my drill. You cannot have that with the coach. Basically, then up front here, all we got to really show you is here on the other side is where your 7-way connector is hooked up. Basically, it hooks up underneath here, and then as you see, this piece here is quite long because it does go to the back of the truck bed and plugs into the 7-way. Also, around all four corners near our jacks are power hookups. There is the option for aftermarket motorized system if need be. Right here is going to be pretty much the back of the refrigerator. There isn't really a whole lot you have to do here. This guy is for the condensation, and it does have a little plug in it with holes. It kind of helps keep bugs out. The only thing you would really do back here is check for like mud dauber nests, things like that, to kind of obscure it from properly breathing. To do so, you're just going to turn these guys here where they're up and down, and this piece would come off. This here is where you're going to hook up your power cord. It is a 30-amp power cord located inside. Here is going to be your water station. On this side here is going to be your fresh water tank. Pretty much it's gravity fed, so you just stick the hose in and let it fill. Do read the monitor inside, so once it does read full, you know to shut it off. You don't want to let the water try to start shooting back out at you. Over time, that can cause damage both to the outside and where it's connected on the inside of the camper. Next is going to be our city water hookup. It is recommended that you always do have a pressure regulator at the spigot. From there, your option of an inline water filter, and then your blue or white water drinking hose. From there, then you would hook it up to here, you'll turn it on, and you'll be ready to use the water system. This guy here is going to be our water heater. This is a manual start water heater. This guy here is your cap that goes in down here. This is a 7/8. So when you go to light this guy, you do have to make sure you have a barbecue lighter because you're going to be lighting the pilot down here, down on the lower one. But what you'll do is there's instructions down here to tell you how to do this. But basically what you would do is you would turn this to the pilot position. Then you're able to push this button down. And then you'll be able to light. You do have to make sure this is here in the warm position when you do go to light. Once this is held down and it's lit, you hold that for usually 7 to 10 seconds, and then it would stay lit, and then you set your temperature. And then whenever then turn it to the on and set your temperature. When you're done, just make sure you turn it back to the off position. This is your pressure relief valve. You always want to relieve the pressure from the unit whenever you go to remove the cap. Next is going to be the back of the furnace. Do recommend getting mud dauber screens here. Kind of keeps the wasps and mud daubers out of there. This here is going to be our outside shower. Options of hot and cold water. Inside here is our propane. And that there is going to be the 751 key. You have one 20-pound cylinder. Located right underneath here is going to be this guy right here. This is actually going to be the drain for the kitchen sink. As you see, it's threaded, so you can hook up a water hose and just run it off to the side to where it can drain out. Here you do have outside connection, 110 plug. This here is going to be a vent for the battery location. I'll show you that once we are inside. And then here with the entry door, previous owner did put an aftermarket deadbolt on there. And that's going to be our deadbolt key here. You got to push on the door when you go to lock it. And then your purple key here is going to be for your main handle lock. You got your door handle here. You turn it and it locks just the handle. And the other one here is actually the standard deadbolt that comes with it. You do have to push the door in to help lock and secure it. For the screen, the handle that is inside here to release the screen door. And this here is the deadbolt lock for the standard handle and of course your top one. This is here's the handle that you would grab when you go to open or to close the door, to open the door. Try not to remove this sticker, so if for some reason you lose your purple key, this tells you exactly what key we would need to get a new one for you. All right, from here I'm going to step inside the coach and then take the camera to kind of show you. As you know, the space is limited inside here, so it's just going to be easier for me to walk around and show you guys that. All right, when you first walk into the door, you're going to have your fire extinguisher. Here is our 30 amp power cord. Right inside this doorway here, as soon as you walk in, is where your toilet is located. On the side, there is a pedestal. You lightly press it down to add water so you can do your business. All the way down, it's going to flush. You always want to leave some kind of liquid inside the bowl, so that way that seal doesn't get dry rotted or brittle. It does have a light there to turn on, and it does also have a vent fan. Up top is going to be our carbon monoxide detector. Down below here is going to be our thermostat for the furnace. Pretty much this top one here. You click it over to turn it on, and then down below is where you would set the temperature. It is direct to port, so it comes straight out of this vent here, located right near the sink. Down below here is going to be our hardware for our backup camera or observational camera. You do got storage up here on both sides. This side does have paperwork located inside. We do have our radio here, basically to turn that guy on. Now we ain't going to have good radio signal because we are inside our shop, but the radio does work. You also can push the power button and it'll change between auxiliary in and Bluetooth. To turn it off, you just press and hold. When you do turn this on, both inside and outside speakers will be on. If you wanted to turn the outside speakers on, you will go into the menu setting and then adjust the front to back. Next, we're going to pretty much have our bed area. You do have storage on each side. You got your light up here. When you push it one time, it'll turn on a nice blue light. 2 times will actually turn the light on. You do have your smoke detector located on the ceiling as well. Over here on this side is where your hookup for your TV is going to be. It does also provide a charging station, 2 USB hookups, and like a 12-volt style hookup. You do have a mount for a TV. Generally, you don't want to go no larger than, it looks like, a 24. You might be able to tightly squeeze a 32 in there. Pretty much down below here, you pull this guy out. This is where our water tank is located. So whenever you're done using the water tank, you would drain him. And basically that's going to be this valve right down here where my hand is. Try to get you a better picture there. And that's all you need to kind of really know. There is also the bypass over here on the back side, located right here. That's going to be for whenever you go to winterize your coach. You have this hose here. It will go into your jugs of antifreeze. And then you're going to use the water pump to cycle that through the system. Down below that, you're going to have your GFCI outlet. So if for some reason outlets ain't working that are GFCI protected, check and make sure this guy hasn't been tripped. Down here is going to be your control panel where it does show you your battery status, your water tank, and then your black tank. You do not have a gray. And this here is going to use the water pump on the system. All you do is just flip the switch to turn it on. Then over here is going to be our control panel. Basically with the control panel, anything that needs 110 to operate or sure power is going to be on the breakers. So like your microwave, the air conditioner, things along that nature. Anything that runs off the battery is going to be on your fuses here, and everyone they're labeled here. They also generally tell you what size fuses is for each location on that one. Right next to that's where your battery disconnect is located. Pretty much to turn that guy off, you just push it in. As you see, we just lost all lights. Then down below, that is where our LP/carbon monoxide detector is. Generally, to do a test, you just press and hold this button, and it will start testing. I did just kill the power, so he isn't wanting to beep on me. Down here is where the back of the water heater is located. This is your bypass valves. So right now, the water heater is bypassed because we didn't want no antifreeze in there. So in the spring, when you go to unwinterize your camper, you would hook up your hose, turn it on, and start running water through till you get pink out of everything. Once that happens, you will turn the water off. Then you come in here and you will turn these valves like so. Pretty much the top and the bottom is going to be in line with the water lines, and the one on the side is going to be not in line. Next, we have our refrigerator here. Basically, with the refrigerator, you have your on and off. From here, you can choose auto, AC, or gas, and even DC option. So it would run off the battery. That's usually best recommended to do that when you're traveling down the road and you're hooked up to the tow vehicle. From here, this will change it between the auto and the gas option or DC option as well. Go ahead and turn that on here. Give that a second. It's going to light up. And right now it's set in auto. So it should be looking for a 110, but we are not plugged in at this time. So it should switch to gas. As you see, that light just lit up. If you turn it off auto, you can then change it to DC or gas. This side here is going to be your temperature setting. 5 is the coldest. Usually we like to set, have you start at 5 to get it good and cold, and then 3 is usually pretty sufficient for keeping everything cold. Next, we're going to have the microwave. With the microwave, we do like to recommend that you set the time. And you go out somewhere, you come back, you see the time isn't set. That shows that there was a power failure. Find out if it was at the campsite itself or if it was an overall electric company's problem. You got your vent hood here, you got your fan, and your light. Down here is going to be our stove. Once again, you will need a barbecue lighter to light, but basically you're going to turn it to the light position. Just turn this to the light position, light it, and then set your temperature. You got storage up above here next to us, above the sink. Then we have our sink here. You got your hot and cold. They do give you a little extra light here if you need a light at night as a nighttime light. Underneath here, you got a small little storage space. And then inside this lower compartment here near the door is where our battery is located. It can house up to a 27 battery. At this time, there is a 24 series battery. All right, so from there, we have made our way around your coach. Hopefully this is knowledgeable enough for you guys. If you guys do have any questions, please feel free to call us and we'll do our best to answer them for you through the phone. Thank you and have a wonderful day.